and a good evening and welcome to the Alumni Fieldhouse here at the Woodstock Academy as the Woodstock Academy Centaurs embark on the Eastern Connecticut Conference Tournament postseason experience with a quarterfinal game against the Wheeler Lions. It's the number 1 Centaurs, 8-1 on the season against the number 9 Lions. They come in with a record of 1-6. Mark Allard and Greg Smith along with you on this Friday. I guess we can call it evening now.
Absolutely. Why not?
Well, it's almost 6 o'clock.
Call it evening.
Well, all of the sun is still shining.
Absolutely.
You got to like that. There's no question about that. The sun is still shining out there in northeastern Connecticut, and the sun has been shining on the Woodstock Academy Centaurs this
that
season.
Was nice. Excellent transition, my friend.
You like that one, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Woodstock is playing better and better. Since their loss to Plainfield earlier in this abbreviated season, they've turned the corner. They are playing some excellent basketball. Unfortunately for us, we've gotten to see it.
Oh, yeah, we have. And we're going to get to see the rest of it, too, because obviously if they win here, they will be the number 1 seed. They are the number 1 seed. They'll be facing likely the winner of the 4-5 seed, which is Griswold or Wyndham here on Tuesday night. And if they win that one, they'll be hosting likely either the 2 or 3 seed, which would be either Killingly or Plainfield here on Friday in the championship game for the Northern Division.
And we saw games against Plainfield and Killingly and Griswold, and this team is just getting better every time they take the floor.
No question about that. They do have a little bit of a problem tonight. Parker Anderson, one of the starters, is out with an injury. Probably more cautious in that regard. I mean,
talking to Coach Hart before the game, he said if we had to go, he would be able to. But they're going to let him rest it. They're going to let him get more confidence in it. And he'll be back next week.
No question about that. Wheeler comes in with some confidence. After picking up their first win just the other day, it was a play-in game against number 8 Putnam in Putnam. They came up here and they posted a 51-50 win on a Kyle Kessler basket with 5 seconds to go in Putnam's home gym.
Well, if you're coming up from North Stonington, you better win.
You don't get there from here,
No.
or vice versa. North Stonington is one of the hardest places to get to. You got to go through some back roads that you've never seen before.
Yep.
But by the same token, I've been there many a time, and it's kind of an interesting ride from northeastern Connecticut down to that portion of southeastern Connecticut. But because of their size, they don't play in the South Division. They play with the smaller teams up here in the North.
Yes.
Although Woodstock Academy would not be considered one of those smaller teams. That's the only thing about it.
But Coach Neil Cobley has his team playing. They come out and they compete, and he's been coaching since a long time.
Yeah.
I coached a lot of games against him, and he gets his teams, even though he doesn't get many players out. This team has 2 seniors, a junior, 4 juniors, a couple of sophomore, and 6 freshmen.
Yeah, so this is one of those rebuilding type years, I think. And if you're going to have a rebuilding year, you might as well make it in the pandemic year. No question about that. Had a chance to talk to Marty Hart, the head coach of the Centaurs. We'll be back with that in just a moment.
This Easter, Grill 37 has 3 dinner options for you and your loved ones. You can take and bake. Pre-order your a la carte dinner by March 31st and pick it up on Saturday, April 3rd, ready for you to heat and serve on Easter Sunday. You can also grab and go, picking up your order hot and ready to serve between 11 and 4 on Easter Sunday. You can also join our family and break bread with us, dining in with a special Easter dinner served at any one of our well-kept and well-spaced tables. And don't forget Fish Fridays every Friday through Lent. Check out the full menu at grill37.com.
With you live at the Woodstock Academy Alumni Fieldhouse on this Friday night, Eastern Connecticut Conference Tournament Experience quarterfinal contest between the top-seeded Centaurs and number 9 Wheeler. Marty Hart, the head coach of the Centaurs, with us. And, well, Marty, you made it through. I guess now we're playing in the postseason. 3 more games left to the season. How do you approach it?
Well, we're happy to be at home, number 1. Thankful for the regular season that we've made it this far. Appreciate the protocols and the kids and the athletes and parents really working to help keep us safe and healthy. So, now we get to host the tournament and take it from here.
Wouldn't it be nice to have it's putting the cart before the horse, I know, but it'd be nice to have a championship game here in a week, huh?
That would be great, but we got to do it one game at a time. Today, Wheeler is the obstacle, and they're the only opponent we face, so we're geared up and hyped up for Wheeler, and we got to really take it at them.
The one thing about Wheeler is, of course, do you have to worry a little bit because they only have one win this year? They're 1-6. They beat Putnam the other night. Do you have to worry about looking past them a little bit?
I don't have to worry about it, but I certainly got to worry about our team doing that. So we're going to be intense from the get-go and defend our home court and get after it. You know, as a coach, you worry about every possibility, and it's certainly we could be our own worst enemy if we don't come ready to play, and we need to be ready to play, and we've got to get things done.
From the get-go, I like that, because that's probably where you really want to do things well, is if you can get the lead, take a little bit of that confidence potentially away from the Lions, things can go really well here.
Right, and I think all cylinders click, and we get out in transition, and we rebound, and we hit our shots, and we get attacking the basket and get to the line. Then we'll gauge our success based on what we do, and then defensively, hopefully we can take Wheeler out of their game and limit them to one contested shot, and then rebound like we have.
Yeah, you've been rebounding well. It's been, rebounding has been great. There's no question about it. Foul shooting has been terrific. Where do you want to see something better tonight?
Well, for us, I just wanted us to, get connected again. I think down the stretch, we had a gauntlet to face in our last week with 2 games against Killingly, Plainfield, and then Griswold at home. So just getting back out there and competing against an opponent instead of against ourselves. We are a little banged up, so we're going to be trying some different combinations to, make sure that we're ready for whatever Wheeler throws at us, and hopefully a long run in this tournament.
You mentioned Griswold a little bit there. Did that close game, did that help this team a little bit, kind of bring it down maybe a little bit more to earth after big wins over Plainfield and Killingly?
I think so, and they're not a conceited group or an overly confident group. I think they are down to earth and they're hardworking guys. I think for us, we just ran out of gas a little bit playing back to back to back, and Griswold did what they could to frustrate us, and it worked. But when we looked at the film, we saw a lot of good things too. So we're keeping those and flushing the rest, and trying to get reconnected tonight and back on track.
So something tells me that week off was just what a doctor ordered, huh?
It was. It kind of created a nice little training camp for us. We got to install some things that we've been waiting to work on, and we're really geared up for the tournament. We're happy with the regular season, but our focus right now is eyes on the prize. We want to defend our home court and bring home an ECC North championship to Woodstock.
Marty Hart, the head coach of the Woodstock Academy Centaurs. We tip it off next.
When it comes to financial planning, one size fits all isn't a fit at all. Ask the O'Brien Group, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, about the exclusive Confident Retirement approach. It's a personalized, flexible, step-by-step approach towards financial balance, so you can feel confident about the future as well as your wants and needs of today. With the Confident Retirement approach and a one-on-one relationship with an advisor, the O'Brien Group will help you live life and save for tomorrow in a way that's right for you. It's what financial balance is all about. So call me, Pat O'Brien, today at 860-208-9913. My office is conveniently located above the Shopper's Guide in downtown Putnam, Connecticut at 66 Main Street.
The Confident Retirement approach is not a guarantee of future financial results. Investment advisory products and services are made available through Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, a registered investment advisor.
And welcome back to the Alumni Fieldhouse. I'd like to thank Marty Hart. We've been talking to Marty Hart, and he always gives us some different answers,
yes,
which is nice to hear. I told him that. I was trying to think of some different questions tonight. Sometimes you need that, different questions.
You get in coach speak, and you say the things that coaches say. And it's not a fallback, but the reason it is coach speak is because it's true.
It's true.
That's what you have to do.
And I think announcers are the same way. We have announcer speak and things along those lines. So with everything like that, it's always nice to have a guy who can at least look ahead and look into different ways and how are you going to approach this. And Marty Hart has been very, very gracious in that regard this season.
He's very good at looking down the road and keeping things in perspective.
Yes.
The only team we're playing is Wheeler. And that's
liked that statement.
Oh, very, very much. You can't look down the road. You can't look to the end of the journey until you start the journey, and the journey starts tonight.
Well, we're going to look behind us, because behind us is the Woodstock Academy Athletic Director, Sean Saucier. He's got the microphone, and he's got the starting lineups for tonight's Eastern Connecticut Conference Tournament Postseason Experience quarterfinal.
Good evening to our broadcast audience, and welcome to tonight's Eastern Connecticut Conference Northern Division Boys Basketball quarterfinal game, featuring the Lions from Wheeler High School and your hometown Woodstock Academy Centaurs. Let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's game. First, the visitors from Wheeler High School. A freshman guard, number 10, Kyle Kelsler. A sophomore forward, number 21, Nick Larkin. A junior guard, number 3, Caleb Starts. A senior guard, number 4, Lucas Jones. And a senior guard, number 1, Sam Taylor. The Lions are coached by Mr. Neil Cobley. And now the lineup for the Centaurs. A junior forward, number 14, Ethan Davis. A senior guard, number 12, Andrew Johnson. A senior guard, number 5, Logan Talbot. A senior forward, number 32, Dmitry Zinchenko. And a senior forward, number 20, Liam Blanchflower. The Centaurs are coached by Mr. Marty Hart. At this time, I ask that you please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
Our national anthem here at the Alumni Fieldhouse, getting ready for some basketball on this Friday night.
Let's go, Mark. This is the best time of year.
Isn't
this
it
is
though?
The best
March Madness.
Time of year.
March Madness.
Not only do we have basketball wall to wall, I was watching, as soon as I got out of class today, I started watching basketball. Right up until the time I came here, I was watching basketball. Now we're going to watch basketball.
Oh, guess what you're going to do when you go home tonight?
Yep.
I'm going to watch some more basketball.
Oh,
I mean, this is
absolutely.
the way it is. Of course, we didn't get to see the big game, which was Oral Roberts defeating Ohio State University. For all of you brackets who are flushed down the toilet.
Busted.
That wiped out a lot of brackets, let me tell you. I wish I would have picked Oral Roberts. No, I wouldn't.
But that's a team that can shoot from the outside.
Correct.
That makes their free throws. And that's Woodstock Academy, a team that can shoot from the outside and definitely hits their free throws.
About 80% of the time. That's pretty darn good for a high school basketball team. Set to go as jumping it up at center will be Liam Blanchflower for Woodstock Academy up against Nick Larkin. The ball comes down to Caleb Starts for Wheeler Lions. Those shifted over to the baseline. Jumper from 3, no good. Rebound comes down to Zinchenko. Zinchenko quickly up ahead. Andrew Johnson did a nice job of protecting the ball on the way to the basket for 2.
Excellent body control by Johnson to get that ball down.
The man who missed that previous shot with the basketball in his hand, Kyle Kessler, the freshman, gives it over to the senior, Lucas Jones, back over, and throwing it by Jones and out of bounds was Caleb Starts, and it'll turn back over to Woodstock Academy.
Mark, that's the 1-3-1 that Woodstock runs so adroitly.
Yeah.
They absolutely get after it, and it makes teams make mistakes.
So they're going to show a little pressure. Wheeler will,
Yeah.
2-1-2.
Yep.
Full court or three-quarter court, 2-1-2. Blanchflower with the basketball over
Token.
to Logan Talbot. Yeah, it is very token.
Fall back into they're playing man.
They are playing man.
No, they're not.
Maybe a matchup
Yep.
off of that a little bit. Blanchflower over to Ethan Davis. Left side is Logan Talbot. Got two players on him quickly. This is Zinchenko at the free throw line. Back out to Blanchflower just beyond the arc. It's no good. Rebound comes down to Logan Talbot. Blanchflower can hit those. 1 for 4 from 25 or from 3-point land, but he does take some now and again. Talbot misses a shot. Davis misses the follow. Rebound comes down to the Lions. Caleb Starts over to Kessler. Kessler over to the right corner. With the basketball this time, Lucas Jones back over to Starts. Left wing, three-pointer is up and no good. A little too hard. Johnson on the rebound. Just underway, 2-0 lead for Woodstock Academy. Johnson to Talbot on the right. Talbot dishes down low. Low post, Zinchenko up. He's going to have dinner down there tonight if they can get it into him.
He shouldn't leave that low post area because Wheeler doesn't have anybody that can stop him down there.
I agree. Kessler with the basketball. 4-0 lead for the Centaurs. Knocked away by Talbot at the wing. Talbot tried to kick it ahead. Keeps it by himself. He'll just take it on in. Why not? 6-0.
Get a timeout, Coach. This can get ugly.
It's 6-0 in favor of the Centaurs. And a timeout will be called by Neil Cobley. You called it. 6:10 left first quarter, 6-0 lead Centaurs.
How do you define strength? Is it physical? Or is it mental? Maybe it's both. Maybe it's whatever empowers a person to dig deeper, fight harder, and overcome obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Discover how much stronger and more confident your children can be. Encourage them to participate in a sport when they go to high school.
This message presented by the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference and the Connecticut Association of Athletic Directors.
Quick timeout by Neil Cobley of the Wheeler Lions after his team falls behind by 6. He's got a pretty capable assistant coach over there. Her name is Kyoka Mars-Garrick. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they came very close to winning a state championship with her in that lineup, Class S state title. I can't remember if they won it or they came close. I should have looked that up before, but I didn't realize she was the assistant coach.
Well, she'd be the tallest player on their team.
Oh, yeah, and she was a good player. No question about it. That ball was knocked away, but it's picked up by Kessler. Kessler drives to the baseline, knocked away by Zinchenko, out of bounds, last touched by Zinchenko, back over to the Wheeler Lions. Wheeler in the maroon uniforms with the white trim.
Terrible color combination.
Woodstock Academy, the white uniforms with the blue and gold trim. The missed three-pointer by Lucas Jones. Centaurs with the ball back and forth between Talbot and Johnson gets the 2.
That's fast break basketball that Coach Hart was talking about at the beginning of this broadcast.
Now pressure issued by the Centaurs. This is not token. As they bring the ball over half, they do get it there. Knocked away from Larkin and out of bounds, last touched by Larkin. It'll go back over to the Centaurs. Nice job over there by Dmitry Zinchenko, the 6'6 senior forward.
And that's what you want the press to do. You want the press to make the other team play at a pace they don't want to play at.
Talbot to bring the basketball through the timeline against Kessler. Looks to his left and gives it that way to Blanchflower. Blanchflower well outside the three-point arc of the prep team. They give it inside to Davis, down low again. That was put up by, was it Johnson again?
Johnson.
I thought so, in that low, about 6 feet away. 10-0 lead in favor of Woodstock Academy. With the basketball is Lucas Jones. Looks over to that left side. Jumper is up from three-point land. No good for Starts, and Talbot comes down with the basketball. Talbot quickly up ahead to Johnson. Starts stepped in on him, but Johnson was able to control his body. Gives it up to Zinchenko. Knocked away, but picked up by Talbot. Logan Talbot with the basketball. We just had a prep game in this gym. I'm looking for the shot clock, and I realized, there isn't one. Blanchflower, reverse layup underneath, will not fall. Zinchenko there on the follow. Dmitry Zinchenko. No, he has ability to do that.
And he can shoot from the outside. Let's not forget, he's a complete basketball player.
He shoots 50% from the floor. As a traveling violation against Wheeler, Woodstock Academy will get the ball back. 60% from the, or 52% from the floor, I should say, averaging 10 points a game is Zinchenko. 6 for 18 from three-point land, 33%. And he averages 5 rebounds. He has 8 assists this season, 10 steals this season. Oh, yeah, and he shoots 75% from the free throw line. I just will mention that. Jackson gets into the basketball game early for the Centaurs. This is Johnson at the top of the key to Blanchflower. Looked baseline, then pulls it back out. Back out to Johnson for 3. No, front side rim. Rebound comes down to Starks for the Lions. Over to Kessler. A 12-point deficit already that the Lions will have to make up for here. 3-pointer is up from Jones and missed everything, and the Getz comes down with the basketball. Getz quickly up ahead to Talbot. His 3. No, not quite. Larkin on the rebound.
I have no problem with that shot, Mark, because we have people underneath to rebound.
Yep. Starts, dribbles into the land of the Giants, threw it to Larkin, knocked out of bounds off of a Centaur player, and he'll go back over to the Lions.
And that's what's happening. I think we have a mask break, Mark.
Yep, we do. We'll take a mask break. We need one right now. With the score 12-0 in favor of the Centaurs over the Wheeler Lions.
Woodstock Academy fans, the Centaur Shop is the place to go for all blue and gold apparel. Shop the latest collection of hoodies, tees, sweatpants, shorts, and more on shop.woodstockacademy.org or visit us in person at the Centaur Shop, located on the south campus of the Woodstock Academy.
You know, the Woodstock Academy Centaur Shop is going to go public pretty soon because Greg Smith is buying all the stock.
Everything.
That's the way it goes. Literally
Everything.
the stock in the
I
store.
really like this vest.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
You got some official names there.
Yeah, I do. The officials tonight, and we're going with 3 official crew, Dan Murphy, Kevin Boutelier, and Rich Napolitano.
Well, that's usually the way it works in the ECC tournament. They go to 3 officials, and in the semis and championship round of the state tournament, they go to 3 officials.
Right, and it's great, and I'm a big fan.
I'm not.
But these guys need to work 3 officials. They should work 3 officials all the time.
I agree. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it all the time.
Right.
DeAndre Bransford in the basketball game for the Lions, and who was that? Was that Kessler, number 10? Kessler with a 3-pointer for Wheeler. And a 12-3 lead for Woodstock Academy. That's my whole thing about it, is that the only thing I don't like about it is like you're changing the rules at the end of the season. Jackson gets from 3-point land, missed everything. Rebound comes down to Bransford.
See, I don't like what Woodstock's doing right now, just throwing up a prayer, and it's got to be in the offense.
Jones to start, starts to Larkin, Larkin for 2. 5 points in a row for the Lions all of a sudden, 12-5 in favor of the Centaurs.